9:46. This is Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090. We're going to end today's broadcast before we hand off to the Padre pregame show. Padres and Diamondbacks. Let's talk to San Diego State head football coach Rocky Long. His team is 1-0. They come off a 38-7 win against Northern Arizona. And coming up next is North Carolina. Coach, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
We're really good. Thanks for jumping off the practice field and onto the radio. How'd things go today?
They went okay. We're struggling a little bit with the speed that we're trying to show them in practice, the speed that North Carolina plays with, but I think we'll be all right by Saturday.
It's one of those things that I think a lot of teams struggle with. And Rocky, how do you do that when maybe you don't have that speed in your scout team?
Well, what we're doing is just trying to get them used to the pace of the thing. We're using two scout teams that are trying to snap the ball every 12 to 15 seconds.
Wow.
So they try to do it, I think, every 18 seconds their team does. So we're just trying to get used to the pace. You can't get used to the speed of their players, but hopefully we're fast enough to adjust during the game.
All right, Rocky Long, the head coach at San Diego State, playing number 21 North Carolina this week. I haven't seen these guys play. I've kind of just been reading a little bit about them. How good are they?
Well, it depends on who you ask. And since you're asking me, I think they're very athletic. I think they've got great team speed. They're using two different quarterbacks. I think that ruins their rhythm a little bit. I don't think they're unbeatable by any means. Ranked 21st or something, that makes them sound really good. But we're going to go there and do the best we can, and I think we can compete.
When you say they split the work between two quarterbacks, Rocky, I would imagine one of them is a runner and one of them is a thrower?
Well, they're one's a little bit better runner than the other. They're both pretty good throwers. They don't change their scheme on the quarterback that's in there, so that helps us. We don't have to play different defenses when they change quarterbacks. I think they're trying to determine who the best guy is to make him the starter, and neither one of them last week proved they were better than the other, so I think we're going to see both of them.
Rocky, look, for me, as the years have gone on and as San Diego State has ventured out onto the road to try and find that marquee win, Michigan, Wisconsin, Missouri, Notre Dame, etc., they've never had that. But a win like this, to me, and I don't know how you feel about it, you tell me, would this qualify as a marquee win?
It would only qualify as a marquee win if you followed up with a great season. I mean, you can go and have that special day and beat a team that's ranked in the top 20 or 25, like we did a couple years ago when we beat Boise and they were ranked 23rd. You can do that, but if you don't follow it up with a decent season, it loses its sizzle or its wow factor. It's not just beating one of those guys, because we've done that twice since I've been here. We beat Air Force when they were ranked 22nd. We beat Boise when they were ranked 23rd. And I didn't see it changing our program dramatically. I didn't see it changing the fan interest dramatically. It obviously gave our team some confidence, but it only works if you have a good season after you do it.
I guess my point is that North Carolina is not Florida State. And frankly, I don't think they're Louisville. They may be ranked higher than Miami. I'm just saying schools that have some cachet. If Steve Fisher took the basketball team to Tobacco Road and beat Roy Williams at North Carolina, I just think it's a much bigger deal in basketball than it is in football. Do you disagree?
Well, I think it's a big deal in basketball because they go off to strength of schedule on their ranking and how they get seeded in the NCAA tournament. Yes, I think it's a bigger deal because it adds to later in the season, but it's not a big deal in basketball if you don't follow it up with a good season.
Yeah, I guess ultimately what I'm just trying to say is I expect San Diego State to not only compete in a game like this, I expect San Diego State to graduate and win a game like this.
And I agree with you, and it's going to happen sooner or later. It'd be nice if it happens Saturday.
Yes, it would.
Rocky, when you beat a team 38-7, sometimes do you find it difficult to find things that you need to improve on just based on the game film because it was such a beatdown?
Well, now you've been in those locker rooms. Both of you guys been in those locker rooms, and I'm always honest with them. And I think that after the game was over, I was happy that we won. I think they were happy that we won. But I think as coaches, we realized that we were much better than they were, and we didn't play all that well. And I think as players, we realized that we won the game, but we didn't play all that well. And I think we realized we're going to have to play a lot better this week to have a chance to win. And that was presented to the players on Sunday. It was presented after the game. It was presented today. And I think they agree with me, and that's the biggest factor on improvement, that you agree you didn't play very well, even though we won and we're happy about it. We agreed we didn't play very well, and we have to play better.
What did the team not do well?
Well, I thought we were inaccurate with the football at times. We dropped a few passes. On defense, we missed a lot of tackles. On special teams, I thought we didn't kick off very well, but I thought we returned punts really well, and I thought our kicker was pretty good on field goals and extra points. If I was picking the biggest positive of the game, it would have been the special teams. I thought we played well on special teams. I know we can play better than that on offense, and we've got to get better than that on defense if we want to have one of these marquee wins and move on to a good season after that.
Yeah. And, the schedule sets up nicely, too. I think, you have what I'm going to call, I know you don't want to hear this, but this is what I call it. You have a tune-up against Northern Arizona, and you get some confidence going. Even if things didn't go perfectly, you get a 38-7 win. Guys are feeling pretty good about themselves. Then you got a long road trip against a ranked team, and then after that, you've got time to recover, to catch your breath. And so, for me, I know the way I would always be approaching it would be like, leave it all on the field, because there's nothing you don't have to worry about next week. We got to bye. Let's go win this game and feel good about ourselves during this bye week.
I agree with you, and that's been presented to them already too. And if I had my choice, though, I would have had the bye week after Oregon State, because I think the most important game of our season is UNLV, because it's the first conference game, and UNLV beat up on us last year. So in a perfect world, we'd have played North Carolina, then Oregon State, and then had the bye week. But that's not the way it sets up.
No, but this is an interesting week for San Diego State. A ranked opponent on the road from a power conference, and as far as I'm concerned, highly beatable. Rock, congratulations on week 1 of the season. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.